I'd like to call to order Conservation Commission emergency meeting Friday, August 5th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Joan Savoy present.
Yes.
Linda Mac.
Kevin's present.
Pat Jumala.
We'll try it again. Kevin Smith present.
James Gates present.
Pat Jumala.
Okay. Let's see. I just lost what I had. And then Jim Smith with the Highway Department is also joining us. This meeting's being recorded. And we're meeting to discuss the emergency project certification of Brookline Street for a pedestrian bridge pursuant to MGL 131, Section 40, and local bylaw 138-3. The Conservation Commission has received a request for an emergency project. Emergency projects are subject to a 24-hour approval. On the agenda, it discusses the outline for MGL 131, Section 40. And I'm not going to repeat it. So, Jim, do you mind discussing real quick the issue that was discovered and how you plan on temporarily mitigating it?
So I guess I'll start with every few years, MassDOT comes in and inspects the bridges throughout town. While they were inspecting the bridge there on Brookline Street, Route 13, they noticed the pedestrian bridge was in desperate need of repair. It's a town-owned bridge. It's not a state bridge or anything. So they called me. They'd looked at it, assessed it. They had called me and recommended that we close it for now until we could put some temporary bracing up. And then they didn't really see it being an issue, to open it back up to pedestrians, as long as we're looking, long term and figuring out a way to get it replaced, long term. So my thoughts were, we went and I met with the engineer again today from MassDOT, and we looked at it. The town administrator came out with us as well, Eric, and we kind of had a few ideas. So what we wanted to do was put either a concrete block, or I'd rather see granite, a few granite slabs down, and then brace it with some I-beams. So I guess you'd be looking at 4 pieces of granite laying within the stream bed for now, bracing that walk bridge up. And the emergency part of it is, we all know that the school is going to be in session in 3 weeks, and it's heavily traveled with the children and such. So it's imperative that we get it resolved sooner than later. I'm working with with MassDOT, and they typically they've been known to help out the towns in this sort of situation, whether it be donating some product or pointing us down the right avenues, to get it repaired on a permanent basis. But I'd like to get it done sooner than later. I'd like to go in on Monday if I could, and get this thing back and running and functional as soon as possible. So that's why we're here today.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I was by there today. You've got about a 2-foot shoulder there now to the guardrail at best. And, it's a very dangerous situation. There was a person lives on Meadow Road who walks every day, who was going down there sideways along that guardrail as traffic's going back and forth. I totally agree with Jim. Get in there Monday morning, whatever equipment resources you need, get in there, get that granite in the brook, get that I-beams in there, get them welded in, get it structurally safe, and get that thing back open, because, you know, there's a lot of pedestrian traffic that walk that road every day, and if you don't get that done, somebody's going to get hit there, sure, and then you can, yeah, it'd be a pretty good chance of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we measured it. I
I
mean, we've looked at several different avenues as well. I mean, we had thought about putting Jersey berries along, you know, forcing them out into Route 13 and Jersey berrying it off, but it's just too narrow. We only got a
You don't-
24-foot width,
you
curb to curb. So
You wouldn't have the width to do it, Jim.
yeah, you don't have the room.
Yeah.
So I just want
No.
to note too that we won't be digging in the stream bed. We're simply just laying the granite slab in there, just as a footing temporarily to get this thing up and running. So I didn't want anybody to envision that we're going to be in there with backhoes and everything digging. So there'll be none of that. This is basically going to be all
Can I just
done
say
by
one
hand.
thing? I don't know if anybody can. So all I want to say is I can't imagine anybody would vote against this personally. But I do think the process is after you're done doing, you know, and repairing this, then, you know, I think you need to just give us some kind of a plan so we can put it into, you know, after everything is said and done.
So the plan was for them to come back to us at our meeting on Wednesday with a more formal, not even formal, but a longer term solution, so that it can be discussed, and, you know, if we need to, and have Jessica look at it and everything. Tonight was just to get it so they can fix it Monday. But, you know, I was down there earlier today on my way home, and yes, it's tight, it's narrow, cars go by there, they don't slow down. You know, it is dangerous. You know, the stream bed right now is barely flowing, but there's, you know, there's metal or a beam in there, looked like from the bridge that had fallen in. You know, so it's definitely in disrepair, and yeah, so I don't see.
Can I make a
anything crazy.
motion to issue an emergency certificate unless people have anything against?
Kevin, were you starting to say something?
Well, I was just trying to, I was going to let Linda know that, you know, this is just a short-term thing. Right now is an emergency. And I'm sure that, I don't know what, I'm sure Jim can reiterate that probably Mass DOT is probably going to help the town design a plan in the next few months to try to remediate it permanently. And at that point, come in and file for a notice of intent.
Yeah.
At that point.
So Kevin, that's normally what would happen. And so that's why I was kind of like, I'd like us to move on the emergency certificate, and I can make a motion that we issue it. And then as they, down the road, when, you know, Mass DOT and the rest of them have a plan, they can do that, whether, I don't know if they need to come to us next Wednesday, but I mean, when our next meeting is, but I do think we need to make a motion to do this unless somebody has strong opinion not to do it. So I'd like to make a motion.
Well,
We
okay,
issue
go ahead,
a
Linda.
certificate.
I
Do we have a
second.
Thank you. Roll. So let's try to do this in somewhat of an order, kind of how we sit around the table. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
We just don't know who goes first.
Okay. Joan,
Joan Savoy, yes.
Pat,
Oh, she's on mute.
Pat, you have to unmute yourself. Go up. and-
Yeah, I did. Pat Tremolo, yes.
Linda,
Yes.
James, yes. Kevin.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
So, Jim, I will send an email. I'll send an email this weekend. You know, saying that we voted, and Monday morning, Jessica will do the paperwork and, just so you, for your records.
Beautiful.
Good.
And yeah, thank you everyone for doing this tonight.
Yeah,
And
thank you for.
Yeah, thank you very
For
much.
your help, Jim.
Thanks.
Thanks for all you guys' help. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Have
welcome.
a
No problem.
good night.
Have a good
Good
evening.
luck with this.
Have a good
oh,
evening.
wait, hold on. We have to adjourn.
Yep, I make a motion to adjourn at 6:13 PM.
I'll second that.
Second. I'll second that.
All right.
I did it first.
So same order. We've got to do a roll call vote.
Oh, Joan Savoy, yes.
Pat Summerall, yes.
Linda Mack, yes.
James Gates, yes.
Kevin,
Kevin?
yes. Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.